Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna be teaching you guys on like how to become more consistent with aim. And no, this is not gonna be one of those videos that's gonna be like, okay, change this setting, change this setting. You guys have your own settings. As long as they work for you, they work for you. But one thing I am here to talk about is trigger discipline. And a lot of people's clips and everything, see people start to shoot. Say the crosshair's right here. Pretty close to the head. Pretty close right there. Sometimes it'll hit, sometimes it won't. So people will be shooting before they're done moving and stuff. So their bullets go everywhere. People start shooting before they hit their head. Just start spraying. We don't want to spray. So what I'm going to teach you guys how to do is to become more consistent with your aim. And that's all that is in this part. Okay, I know I said that I wasn't going to do all these things like have you change all these settings, but one thing I think is very important is raw input buffer on. You definitely are going to want to use that. I will get into that more a little bit later, but why I think that is a very necessary thing to use, but that will be later. Also, make sure your sensitivity, it's not going to be too high, not going to be too low, and also just preference. I know some people can do either one. I would not change ADS or scoped off of one just because that way you don't have to get used to extra sensitivities, all that stuff. Okay, now getting into the actual aiming part. I do myself use raw Excel, which is this program right here. I will be doing another video on how to use this and how like it helps me, how to set it up, all that jazz. But getting into Valorant and everything, one thing I recommend doing is just putting it on easy bots. You don't have to hit every single shot. If you don't, it's all good. Just make sure you're keeping crossing at head level and just as fast as you can. So working on like those micro builds like that, I already, but the moment you start to become more consistent with all this stuff is a moment of having more consistent aim in game. So sure, you might have a couple shots right at first. I'm a Radiant Peak, so I'm not gonna say I have the best aim because for a fact there's gonna be people out with better aim than me. But as a 47% headshot rating compared, I think I know about aiming at heads and how to have like just more consistent aim and not letting your crosshair drop. So that's another reason I like to use the raw Excel, just because there's this program that some nice features have in mind as this. We got a different software to do it, and it's called the angle snapping. Pretty much what that does is actually keep your crosshair at a more, like instead of you looking down here when you're walking and everything, because I know that happens, it'll help you keep your crosshair on head level. So I'll be doing full 360s and look, nothing happens to crosshair. Yeah, and then I'll get into this next part in just a second here. So one other thing that I see a lot of people doing, and a thing that I do personally, is strafing in between shots. And yes, I know it's very easy to miss bullets. This crosshair, it's hard for me to see right now, but it is going to be a very crucial thing if you want to end up having more consistent aim, being able to win more gunfights. You're going to have to start strafing, whether you're doing burst strafing like this or just single bullet strafing like I do. So yes, burst strafing will technically be better, but you also want to make sure that you are not moving before your bullets hit, because otherwise they're gonna just go all over the place like this. So that's not something we want. So how exactly do we practice that? We start by going very slow and tracking heads while you are moving, and you'll slowly be able to pick up speed. Next thing you know, you consistently do this, you consistently warm up like this. And warming up, it doesn't have to be anything long or anything really special. You can spend 5 minutes, just 5 minutes in here, just practicing this. Not even 5 minutes. You could just sit in here for like 30 seconds just because you just want to get a feel for your mouse again. Well, that's good. That's what you're gonna have to do.